Hey everybody, it is summer already and long time no see. It's kind of overly bright here. It's supposed to be like 115 here today, which is incredible. So I'm hoping some cloud cover will help to bring that down a little bit. Sorry about my shades. It's just so bright out here. But anyway, I wanted to check in with you and let you know how I was doing. You know, I was kind of wavering with how do I want to go about this? What do I want to do? I was all set to go back on the purple plan and the WW plan. And but still feeling like, I need some direction. I really need some direction. And out of the blue, my sister asked me, I want to say about a month and a half ago now, had asked me to be her accountability partner because she wanted to take off a few pounds by, I think her date is August 20th. And so she wanted, to do that. And I thought, this couldn't have come at a better time. This is great. Sure. So I said, yeah. And so I was kind of going about it with the Toscarino clean eating way. And I thought, okay, let me just focus on, 6 small meals a day and go with that. And I'm not going to count the calories and I'm not going to count points. I'm just going to focus on making nutritious choices and then having a once a week, treat meal and see how that goes. And then I figured if I need to, cut from there, I can cut from there or go from there. Well, what I ended up finding out was that I really did enjoy the better choices and everything, and I enjoyed our treat meal out. But I really wasn't seeing a lot in the way of weight or anything like that happening. And now we have been working out, hubby and I, despite my, my surgeries or whatnot this year. We've still been managing to work out, and lifting, and doing cardio however I can at whatever level that I'm at, which now I'm doing so much better and I'm able to do so much more. But a couple of weeks ago, I said, you know what? I have come to the point where I'm okay with counting calories. I can do that because now I feel comfortable with my food choices. And this is exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to get into the hot bath slowly, and I did. And so now I feel totally confident about counting calories and moving forward that way. And I use the chronometer and I put in all of my, as the day goes, I'm very mindful about how many calories I'm having, trying to choose choices with optimal nutrition along the way. But sometimes there's room for treats and things like that, as long as it fits within my daily caloric needs. I will occasionally add something, nice. And like, say, for example, I had been going to Denny's with our sons on Friday. And so I take them to lunch and I would just get the same thing every time, which is the Fit Fair skillet, which is like red potatoes, broccoli, egg whites, and what else? Spinach and tomatoes, I think. And it comes out to like $3.90, and then I have a piece of toast, which is like 75 or something like that. I just counted under 100 for a piece of wheat toast with it, and that usually fills me up. And I figured that's what I'd always get there. But then when my husband and I stopped in for breakfast one day about a week ago at Denny's, the kids were at VBS and we had some time together, so we stopped in for breakfast there. And I was all ready to get the Fit Fair, and I was reading. I love Denny's actually because they have all of the calories next to their objects on the menu. And so I don't shop according to the price or the food. I first shop according to the calories and then I go with it. And I figured, wow, I haven't had their harvest grain pancakes in a long time. I really missed having pancakes out. So I figured, I can get 2 of their pretty big pancakes, sugar-free syrup, a double order of egg whites, and some decaf for less than I could get the Fit Fare. And it's a bit of a treat for me. So that's what I did, and I really enjoyed it that day. So I'm really finding out how to make what I want fit into the day. And I know those pancakes usually aren't, it's not the most optimal nutrition, but that was definitely a treat for me. So my treats are going to vary. And some of them won't be worth it, and if they're not worth it, I just walk away. But I had to come to a point where I was feeling, I'm going to do this. I know it has to be a calorie deficit. I know it's about that. And if my weight doesn't budge, which last week I did lose 1 pound, if it doesn't budge, or if I go through a slump, there's really nowhere else for me to go except for, I gave my husband an analogy this morning. We were talking and encouraging each other, and I told him it's like being on a road. You're on a road to a destination that you want to go to, right? You want whatever weight goal that is, or health status, or whatever it is. You're on that journey, you're on the bus, and you can stop along the way, right? You can get sidetracked by, I want to take a shortcut to get easy loss, or, which shortcuts I really, after so many years of trying, they don't really work. I feel like they don't really work in the long term. They might work for a bit in the short term, but then you're faced with getting on the same road again. Eventually you have to face the road, that same road to good health and to your goal that is sustainable, right? And I said, but if you just stop looking at the shortcuts, you stop looking at the stops along the way, stop looking for the mirrors to check what you look like every single second, and focus on the road ahead, you'll get there. It'll be easier. Just focus on the road ahead, and pretty soon the stops that you need to see, the weight loss, the change in sizes in your clothes or whatnot, all these things will present themselves to you as they're ready. The other day we saw some friends of ours, and one of them I hadn't seen for a couple months or so, and she said, wow, you look really great. She said, what are you doing? I thought, were you doing keto? What are you doing? And I said, well, no, I'm actually not, but we've been pretty consistently working out. And I think she noticed the shape of my body was changing a bit. And that was one of the stops that presents itself to me. That was a mirror that presented itself to me. And it was time for me to accept that, which I did gladly, and I thanked her so much for that. It was an encouraging word that I needed to hear, and I'm just going to keep on going. And if I don't see weight loss in a week or 2 weeks, or if I have a stall, or if I have, whatever, there's nowhere else for me to go. I have to stay on this road, and for now, I need to continue to count my calories, because I need to, I kind of know what that looks like most of the time, because to make it simple on myself for counting, I do have the same thing very often. And I do change it up from time to time, but I do like a lot of the same things. And so eat what you like, right? Just make sure that it fits into your plan, whatever that is. And, so I'm just going to keep on going. And I think that hubby's on board with that too. And he's doing the same thing. And I think because when I decided to do this, I came to one of those points that we always hope that we get, one of those points where we're pushed to the place that we actually make a defining decision, right? And we could say we're ready for a change, but not really be ready for the change until we come upon that place in life. There's always something that either you're fed up, you have to be fed up enough, was something, and somehow it pushes you to this place. Well, that's kind of how I felt. And when I told him, I said, you know, I would love to do this with a partner, of course, but if you choose not to, I'm going to do it anyway, because I have to do this, and I'm ready to do this no matter what. And no matter what the, I want to say, temptation level is on the outside, I'm okay with that, because I want to meet my goal, and much more than that. And I want to say my goal isn't a number, a set number, because right now more than ever, I think my body has changed so much to the fact that I need to accept certain things. I'll be 55, what is it, in July, in a couple weeks. I can't believe that. No, couple weeks, 3 weeks. And some things are just always going to look a little different. Sometimes they will, no matter what my health level is. I think some things on my body are just what they are now, unless I'm ready to throw down some big bucks and say, go ahead and do some major surgery, and I'm really not there. I don't want to do that. But I'm going to be the best that I can be, right? For me, it's about my goal is not the destination. My goal is to be on the road and to stay on the road toward a destination, toward my goal. The goal, I think, that I will have, I can honestly say, will probably never manifest itself. And the reason why it won't is because I don't want it to. I don't want to say, okay, now I'm at this weight so I can relax. Now I'm finally made it. So now where's there to go? No, the goal is to forever be positive and present on this road, and to be cognizant of my choices and what I'm doing along the way. I don't want to get to the destination. And I don't think, that doesn't mean that I'm saying I want to be on a struggle bus. No way. This bus is not the vehicle that I'm on. I'm on the road. The road is life, right? And life is, what is it? What do they say? There's a saying that says life is a journey, not a destination, right? And I think that's how I want to look at my health journey as well. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. In short, I'm counting calories. It's going well. Now, how did I get to my calorie count? I love Paula B Fitness. I will put a link to her channel down below. If you go to her description box, she should have a free download, and that free download is like a free weight loss guide, and she more or less targets women over a certain age. Absolutely wonderful trainer, really good advice. And she has in her free download, if you put in your email, she will send it to you. And in that email, she has about 5 different calculators for BMR. And what you do is, I went to each one of those calculators and I put in all of my information, which is very little info. And it will give you the recommended daily allowance of calories for losing weight. Whether or not you want to lose weight fast, you want to lose it at a moderate rate, or you want to maintain. And so what I did, because they were all a little different, is I added them all up, and then I divided them by 5, because there were 5 different sites. And then I took that median range, and those are the calories that I'm using now. Now for me, that comes out to, I am 54. I am moderately active at least 3 to 5 days a week. I want to say 5, but I'm just going to say 3 to 5 because of the metabolism difference. But anyway, and that I wanted weight loss, and the number of calories that it gave me, and yours are going to be different, are 1,687 per day. I can do that very well. Now, if I don't see a lot of weight loss during that time, which again, last week I lost 1, I'm good with that. So if I don't, and I go through a stall for a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, I will lower that. Yes, I will. But I'm not going to kill myself. But I am definitely, I need to switch things around, either up my output or lower my input, right, of calories. So, so we'll see. But anyway, I'm going about this as scientifically as I can. Um, Before you do this kind of thing, definitely see your doctor, and ask your doctor's advice on all of that. But this is just what works for me, and I'm sharing that with you where I'm at and how that's going, and I thought I would let you know. I'll show you some of the things that I'm eating, and I'm kind of like all over the board, but I always figure out the calories, and yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. And yeah, just making good choices. So let me show you some of those choices. All right, so every day I start out with a really wonderful balanced breakfast, some sort of protein and whole grain, and vegetables if I can. Once in a while, a little bit of a treat here. I actually took the butter off of those pancakes. And then I always try to add in some egg white and make sure that I get a real good boost of protein. Lunch, I get it real rounded as well. I have grains. Sometimes they're whole grains, sometimes white rice, but lots of veggies, a little bit of fat, a good amount of protein. And dinner the same way. It's very balanced, but I always really try to keep my fat low and really try to rely on the fiber to help fill me up and carry me through. I love fiber. I love being filled up with all this goodness. I really try to stick with whole grains and veggies if I can. And once a week, we still go out for a little date night. But instead of looking at it as a treat meal, which it is, I keep it within my calorie allotment. And my desserts are always in my calorie allotment. I make up some special things at home. Those are those Fiber One brownies. Those are really light and sugar-free. I always make sure my dessert fits into my plan. All right, guys, so that's what I'm doing so far. I just wanted to share with you and update with you where I'm at and what I'm doing. And I'm going to try to pop on a little bit more. Now that it's summertime, we're still doing homeschool, but things are lightening up a little bit. So I'll be able to maybe slip in a little bit more time. Okay, guys, I will see you later. Have a wonderful day.